Marlboro maker Altria taking a 35% stake in Juul Labs. The board approving a nearly $13 billion investment, $12.8 billion. It values the e-cigarette maker at about $38 billion. The company's been around, what, a couple of years? That is more than double the valuation Juul had in July. That was during when it had a private funding round. Jim, let me give you some sort of...
Sure.
Where's the press release?
Absolute mundo.
Let me give you some of the highlights from this, because it really is amazing. First of all, Altria doesn't have a path control. So they've paid $12.8 billion for a company where they've taken it, it already has happened. They're awaiting antitrust approval, but they've already done the deal. They own the stake. Right now it's a non-voting stake. When they get antitrust approval, it will become a 35% voting stake. They'll have a third of the board members as well. They can't sell their shares for 6 years. There is a standstill that is in place, period, end of story. My point is, when you see a deal like this, you would think that there'd be some sort of path to control for Altria, because, of course, as you well know, probably better than I, they're losing their usage of their customers is falling precipitously as they switch to Juul. Right. And so what this really is an equity investment by Altria in which they're also extending all of these other opportunities to Juul in terms of shelf space, to appear next to their cigarettes. They're going to put pack inserts and mailings to adult smokers versus from Altria's database. Logistics and distribution assistance as well. So they're going to help Juul amazingly. Juul gets to stay a private company. They take in $12.8 billion. That's all the growth capital they'll ever need. It's not like they need to go public. They make money already. $2 billion in sales on a tracking basis right now, 75% margins, Jim. And by the way, if you're one of their 1,250 employees, they all own stock, they're paying them a $2 billion dividend overall.
Wow. So they're good guys in terms of how they
I don't know if they're
spread
good
the
guys,
wealth.
but it's quite a story, Juul.
It's an amazing story. And David, look, cigarette volumes fell 6% in the first quarter, the first quarter of 2018, which is the entire disruption that Juul causes. Now, David, what's really important, and I am not being cynical or facetious.
No, please.
You know where Altria's really been losing? The student population. So this is a good attempt to get the students to smoke. Right,
but of course, you know, Juul has now gone very public, saying they pulled all their things from retail that would appeal to students, all the flavored products. They now, along with Altria, say the age should be 21.
It feels so much better. I guess all those students I see smoking.
Oh my God, are you kidding? It's rampant at my kids' high school.
It's such a
rampant.
David, it's such a great gateway to nicotine.
It is, but it's a nicotine replacement system without tobacco or tar.
Well, how about that?
And they say that it is better and it is healthier, and therefore 6 months after everybody starts Juul, who was a smoker, they no longer smoke. There's 1 billion smokers in the world.
Right, I've got
so if you get any number of them to switch, you can understand why Tiger and a bunch of these firms have taken significant stakes in Juul previously in that round we just mentioned, and why Altria might be willing to do this equity investment without getting much of anything except 35%.
Well, I mean, look, they would do best if they closed it. It's such powerful competition. Well, actually, it would be better if they did close. Now, I hate to be, because I have relatives who died of lung cancer, I'm a little more fired up about this issue.
I hear
Even more than I am with the fellow who was standing in front of everybody from 2 to 3. How long was he on there yesterday? He was a killer, man.
He was on for 45 minutes.
By
the way,
we
should mention Altria also announced a cost reduction program of between $500 and $600 million in annualized cost savings by the end of 2019.
Remember, they just threw some money in Kronos.
Yes, they did.
I mean, David, how bad is their business that if you walk by, they throw money at you, and they don't get control? I mean, really, Juul, that was I'm glad you brought it up, because it just shows you how poorly their business is handled. David, students, it's all about getting the young people in.
Well, Juul says that's not what we're about.
Do you think alcohol, when they went from 18 to 21, that was it. That made it so that they were your enemy as a parent, because it got cool. Juul is cool.